All right. We are back. How you guys doing? We're back for the afternoon session. Welcome one, welcome all to Stock Markets with Bruce. Uncle Bruce here, finishing off the last hour of the day today. Bring up a can of caffeine-free Diet Coke. Oh yes, they've got cans again. Oh, thank goodness. We haven't had cans of caffeine-free for a long time. I've had to be using a bottle for months. Cheers, all of you, from Stock Markets with Bruce here in Creston, British Columbia. Oh yeah, the brown bubbly water is back. We're good. We're here for the last hour of the day, and what a day it is. We're trying to grind through it to see what's going on here. There's only so much one can do. We are still down 262 on the Dow, but we were down 430 something, so that's definitely moderating. S&P is down only 16 points, and Nasdaq is down 4. I mean, we have got a Dow 30 issue, and that's all we have. It's the only issue we have, and it's Chevron and a couple of the banking stocks because interest rates are down again, which is good news for all of you. In case you don't realize this, lower oil prices and lower interest rates, good for people called consumers, really good. Cheaper gas, cheaper energy, cheaper manufacturing costs. Lower interest rates means lower costs for business to be in business, no pressure to raise prices all that much. This is all good stuff. You might be upset that your bank stocks are down a bit. You might be upset that an oil and gas stock is down a bit, but the economy as a whole does really well, especially highly developed G8, G20 economies do really, really respond nicely to lower rates and lower energy costs. And that's what we have going on today. Not like oil's going to crash to 40 bucks a barrel, but the heat is off a little bit at the moment, and OPEC is dysfunctional. The oil traders are putting on a brave face, trying to convince us that oil's going to go to 80 to 100 bucks a barrel. I say bunk. It's not going to happen. I don't see it happening. There is no shortage of this commodity. They keep talking about, the economy's going to ramp up and we're going to use all kinds of oil again. It's going to be great. No, okay. I hear the economies are ramping up. Yeah, I get that. The summer season is around. Yeah, which means, you know what that means? When there's summer driving, it means that there's less commuting to and from the office and more driving out in the country. But when you go on a holiday to go camping, how many hundreds of miles are you leaving from home? Are you leaving 100 miles, 500 miles, 800 miles? You're seeing a relative 800 miles away? And then are you going to drive 2,000 miles for the 2 weeks you're with them? No. There's this complete misnomer that energy needs go sky high in the summer. In the past, yeah, there was a little bit of that, but it's not quite the same anymore. In any event, I do understand that there are fluctuations in oil usage. Yes, I totally get it. But the United States of America and Canada are sitting on some of the world's greatest supplies of oil ever discovered by mankind. Forget about Saudi Arabia. Forget about the Mideast. North America actually doesn't need any oil from overseas. It actually doesn't. Yet we got oil coming from the overseas. Why? Because they have too much of it, and they're drowning in this stuff. This $73.50 price is a joke. We should be 40 bucks a barrel, 45 bucks a barrel. It's actual true value. However, I cut the market. The market is the market, and it is trading where it's trading at. Okay, so be it. In any event, there you have it. The Dow, like I said, down 259. Lower oil prices and lower interest rates should be good for the markets, because if higher interest rates and higher inflation and higher oil and gas prices was bad last month, then lower inflation, lower interest rates, and lower oil prices should be good this month. Lower oil prices leads to lower inflation. So you tell me which is right. You can't have the market go down for both reasons. No, it doesn't work that way. It's just common sense. I mean, it's just so stupid. It's all human emotion, and in some cases, it is manipulated markets because you have shortages, or you have refineries conveniently going down for maintenance right at the height of the summer season. All kinds of games being played to keep jacking up the price and screwing the consumer, and no government stepping in to protect you. You're on your own, kids. Fair enough. All right, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Happy Time. GameStop right now, 195.01 today. It has been as low as 193.71. It reached that around 12:45 today. The stock tried to get into that 197.98 range for a little bit. Couldn't really hold it. Now we're back to 195. We're down 782. Is it a disaster? No, it's not a disaster. Is it inconvenient? Yes. Frustrating? Yes. Not good? Yeah, we don't like it. But is it the end of the company and the end of the stock run and the end of everything? No, it's just down $7.83. I mean, you guys know how GameStop goes. It can be up $20 in 5 minutes. It has these moments. But today's kind of a day, just a eh. Well, we'll see what happens in the next 53 minutes. This could easily close at 198 to 200 today, and then be down only a couple of bucks. It can easily do that. We know this stock. We know it oh too well. SOFI, 1733 is the current price of the stock right now. Low of the day, 1722. Volume about 16, 17 million shares, something like that. I don't have a reason why it's doing this. There's probably no good reason. There's never a good reason for a stock to go down if you don't want it to go down. If you're a shorter, I guess you want it to go down. But if you're the rest of us, probably not. 17.1 million traded on the day. So not heavy panicking, dying to get out of here volume. There's just stock available. But you know what? It's all been bought up. All 17 million that came in for sale has been picked up by somebody. Many investors, some of which are right here on this channel, are picking this stock up because it is a bargain. It is on sale, down 76 cents on a company that's really worth more like $30. Yeah, it's a discount. It is an inconvenient discount. We don't really want it to be at this price, but it is. But it's, I think, a very limited time frame deal. But I can't give you the exact minute the turnaround is going to take place. We'll see how the last hour goes on SOFI. ATIP down 15 cents to 8.90. It's been down here practically all afternoon. AMC down $2 a share to 49.96. That is interesting to watch on AMC. All the good news came out this morning before the open. The president of the company caved to the shareholders and said, I will not issue any more stock this year. This coming up annual meeting, we won't issue 25 million shares. We'll take that deal off the table. We're not even going to vote on that measure. So that gave the investors, the day traders, and the apes what they wanted. No more dilution of the company. The bad news, of course, is that every analyst in the world is saying, well, if you're not going to allow the company to raise any cash from a hot market, you're not going to be paying down any of the debt they got, so you're going to be carrying the debt. And if in the next year or two interest rates start going up a little bit, these guys are maybe subject to higher payments and bank charges because some of those loans they have might be tied to, the LIBOR rate that as it goes up, their interest goes up. I don't know. I don't know all the gory details of the deal because I don't care. I'm not an AMC fan as far as I love the company and everything that's to do with it. These guys are leveraged, and the stock's at $50 a share, and it's down to $1.96 on what would have been normally a good day. The stock, I thought, could have gone to 60 today had the retail investors really banded together and jumped in on this thing. But it's traded 55.8 million shares. It's not like it's not trading, but it's been a downhill slide all day today, just a little at a time. Now here we are. Gores Holdings 1560. Now this has had a funny day today. The stock has had kind of like a U performance. It kind of went down, bottomed out, came back up, went back down again. And we're now at 15.15, down 37 cents. 23andMe down 67 cents. It's just been a slide down on not a lot of volume. 23andMe trading 1.1 million shares today. And they obviously have nothing to say today. I don't know if they have anything to say on this shortened week. I don't know if they're in the middle of a deal and they're not talking right now. If I knew, I'd be telling you. If I knew some top secret information, it wouldn't be top secret information. So obviously, whatever's happening is happening behind the scenes. The stock, unfortunately, 10.27. Remember, this SPAC was underwritten at $10. So this is a bargain down here. This is a super deal. You got some loose change, pick some of this stuff up. 10.28. Hello, 10.28. Cheap. Fifth Wall Acquisition, holding a pretty good gain here, up 49 cents to 12.43. Took a shot this morning, took a real shot, but came back from that, but it's been steady ever since. these are, if it closes at this level here, this will be pretty close to the all-time high-ish range. But 1290 was the high trade this morning for just a moment or two. VACQ, Vector Acquisitions, started up, came down to be just above the break-even line, then went up again, and now it's been just slowly slumping. It's down 29 cents all day long now, down 29 cents on 1.3 million shares. We are waiting patiently. That's all we can be, is patient. We're waiting for the company to announce their shareholder meeting to vote in Rocket Lab's takeover. That's what we have to wait for. 11.10 a share. NAV Site Holdings, $10, even down 3 cents, and Starboard at 10.08, unchanged all day. The Dow, like I said, 226 on the downside, a little better right now, a little pop. IBM has improved. IBM got as low as 137.13 today. Now back to 138.93. I see it here. So that's $1.80 higher than the low of the day. The stock is still down 109, but it's interesting to see a 180 recovery already out of a 290 drop. So this stock is 2/3 of the way back, and this is the best level the stock has seen since about 9:45 this morning. Ever since then, it's been lower and been battling its way back, and it just seems to be chugging along here. I get the impression that the sell wave might be over because it's now been about 4 hours of recovery, little by little by little by little by little. And it'll be interesting to see if by now, between now and the close, which is 47 minutes away, we get a bunch of day traders in here and we get a bunch of speculators coming in here to pick up the stock now based on how it's recovering all day long, that the worst of it is over, and maybe we'll see a recovery to the 142 to 144 level, picking off 138.94 stock right now and looking for a $4 or $5 flip over the next couple of days. Maybe that is going on the on trading desks all over the place as they are technically watching the stock just get better and better and better all of a sudden. So anyway, we'll see what it has in mind. Those of you who are buying options on IBM, you're gonna make some money. You're gonna make some money on IBM. It's definitely moving in the right direction now, and it's picking up a bit of momentum. So that's looking good. The Dow down 229 at the moment. Home Depot down 337 a share. Bantic Vector's down 48 cents. That's almost recovered all of its losses today. Microsoft was up this morning, had a down dip. Now it's recovering, down 93 cents, coming back. Apple been up pretty well all day today, up $1.99 to 141.95. Tesla down 22.28. Bed Bath & Beyond down 90 cents. BlackBerry up 3 cents. Over on the cruise lines, Royal Caribbean, if you bought puts in Royal Caribbean when it was in the 90s, you're looking good now. To 82.90 on the stock at down 314 today, and it will continue to go lower. I'm figuring into the low 70s easily. So there should be some upside gains coming your way for your contracts. Those put contracts, if you bought them. Norwegian down $1.09, Carnival down $1.03. All three cruise lines are under pressure today, and it's just becoming evident that they are ramping up their cruises, but they're carrying all of these debts and all these cruise credits, which are IOUs. And these are much more expensive than debts. They would have actually been better off refunding all the money for all the cruises, just give it all back, turn around and immediately borrowed money from their bankers instead. They could have borrowed enough money from their bankers at 5% interest, given back all the money for the cruises that they had. They would then now be selling cruises at the higher prices at 50% occupancy, 60%, but it would all be fresh cash. But they're locked in. They're locked into probably 15 million cruises that they've got to give up now over the next couple of years just to make good on all these promises, plus bonuses that they've offered, 20% bonuses, 30% bonuses, free drink packages, free this, free that, and all kinds of freebies that normally they would charge more on the ship for. They can't do that for a lot of their passengers. Just saying. Amazon having a wonderful day today, up $170 a share to $3,681. A lovely, lovely day. Almost a 5% gain today on Amazon. Facebook down $1.93. Google up $15. That's what I'm showing here. JP Morgan down 241 to 153. Goldman Sachs down $377 to $370 a share. Goldman Sachs is trading at 9.2 times earnings. To put that into perspective, it's trading at 9.2 times earnings. Let's take a look at something like how about Apple, the most valuable company in the world? Apple is trading at 31.9, 32 times earnings. The bank is at 9 times earnings. Which stock is undervalued? The bank should be triple the price at 27 times earnings. Unfortunately, the market is just not convinced that the bank can spit out those kinds of profits like they are convinced Apple can keep spitting out profits. And I'm convinced that the quarter coming up for Apple will be another 40% plus gainer over last year. It'll be a huge gain, which will bring that earnings multiple from 32 down to about 25 again. So the stock is trading at this moment in time at a high multiple, but on estimated future earnings and multiples, I don't think it's that near that high at all. Very interesting. IBM 138.83 down $1.19 a share. Definitely coming back on. I'm not seeing any recovery here anywhere to get excited about. The Dow down 230, S&P down 12, Nasdaq is up 14 points. It's turned the corner, which is great. I could see S&P breaking even today because a lot of the Nasdaq big heavyweights are in the S&P. So that could break the S&P even. The question will be the Dow. Will the Dow have a recovery on some of its stocks that are not doing too well today, or a partial recovery in the next, what do we got, 42 minutes? Well, it's possible. We might only be down 50 to 100 points on the Dow by the end of the day. I've seen it do this. Will it, though? I don't know. Oil down to 169 to 73.47. Welcome one, welcome all. Those of you who have been reacting to us, Jennifer and I, we've been sending out emails to those of you who have expressed an interest in our classes this weekend. We are quickly filling up. We're just about done. I would not be surprised in the next hour and a half that we are sold out of the live class availability for students. That means, though, then, that for those of you who would like to see the first class on Saturday and the second class on Sunday, you only need to wait until Saturday night, Sunday night, and I'm talking Eastern time here, because the edited live shows will be put together as one video and uploaded on the website. And I will do an alert to all of you as channel members that it's up and available. And of course, next Monday, a week from today, in the morning show, we'll be here to tell you all about the classes, and you'll see the links for the website down below in the description. You're not seeing a link right now for the website. It's not yet released. It's about to go live, I think, by Thursday of this week. And then on Monday, well, on Saturday night, Sunday night, and of course on Monday, if you go to the website anytime after Saturday night, Sunday, you'll begin to see the list of the classes available for viewing at your leisure. And every week, 2 more classes will be added to the list as we go down the road. So thank you, all of you who have shown great faith in myself and Jennifer to put on the class. I can't wait. I just can't wait. I'm now excited. I was filled with dread a week ago. Going, oh, I got to do these classes. Oh, this is going to go. Now I can't wait to do them. I'm really pumped up. So we're going to be. I think we're going to have a lot of fun here. These are going to be. These are not going to be boring. Put you to sleep. Lots of charts. A little. You're gonna fall a little arrow on your screen. No, it's me in front of the camera going, okay, let's make some. It's your class. It's your teacher, a live teacher, who is going to react with you and interact with you and work on his whiteboard and show off some imagery and just all kinds of stuff. So we're gonna have some fun. It's not going to be a boring time, and I hope. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm hoping that the class goes through real fast, that it goes so fast that you're going, I can't believe the time is up. I can't believe we have to shut this down. Unreal. On the rerun, if we have the class, if we pull it off, like I hope we can, that we can do it in like an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 30 minutes, something like that. I don't know. I don't even know. That'll go really quick as well, and you'll go, wow, they put a lot of stuff in that time frame, and I hope you get a lot out of it. and you'll quickly realize worth every penny with regard to the kind of experience you're picking up now. We'll see what we can do. I noticed that I have to admit, I got to tell you something. The other day, I'm trying to remember if it was Saturday. I think it was Saturday. I was talking to one of my viewers this past weekend because I think I chatted to 8 of you this past weekend, and it was on Saturday. I was talking to one of my viewers, and we were just going over, what was happening with the markets and the options and stuff. And this particular individual I've had a few. We've had a few chats, and I had said something, and then the my guest was talking, and I was listening to what my guest was saying, and I was hearing how he was describing his account and what he had been doing, kind of watching me and all, and he was buying options, he was writing options, he's buying and selling stock. And he was telling me that 6 months ago, he didn't know any of this stuff. He didn't know any. He knew a little bit about buying, selling stock, of course, but he didn't know anything about the strategies. He didn't know anything about resistance levels. He didn't know anything about putting in bids and offers. He had no idea what options were. He had no idea how they work. He'd heard of them, but he knew nothing about them. And he is using the lingo that I'm using. In effect, it's coming back at me. And that's when it kind of hit me. Went, wow, I really am making a difference. Like, these viewers are really getting it. Like, a lot of them are getting this, and I'm excited for you. I really am, because this kind of knowledge is invaluable when you understand the workings of this market. You understand just as what's going on out there, and you don't have to believe in conspiracy theories. You don't have to believe in dark pools of trading and all. You don't have to believe in any of that stuff. You only have to trade your account. That's all you got to do. Just trade your account. Forget about the rest of the world. Forget about whatever these guys are doing in these ivory towers. You got to figure out what the impact is on you and your portfolio and how you can maximize your return. And a number of you are getting that, and you're telling me, now telling me, I really enjoy this. I really enjoy this channel you have. I enjoy how you're sharing with us how these markets react and how they work out, and how they fluctuate, and how it's not a big deal if the Dow has a good day or a bad day. It's just another day in the market. Tomorrow's another day. We'll all be here. There's opportunities to make money in this market. You just got to find your niche and then kind of stick to your knitting, and you can build up a nice portfolio. And for some of you, it's just building up some savings, and some of you, it's building up some capital to take care of some IOUs, and for some of you, it's down the road, you are literally building capital to retire on, and others of you are building capital to not work anymore and say goodbye to the day job. Or maybe your wife will go from full-time to part-time, or no working at all. One of you now won't work anymore, or both of you will go part-time only. It's whatever your situations are. You got children, you don't, you're married, you're not, you're single, you're hitched, whatever. Everyone has their own unique scenario, and you figure out what works best for you. And I'm happy to be part of it. If I can be part of the solution to your ultimate goal, man, is that ever rewarding for me, and is it ever motivating? It is incredible. I love it. So again, thank you, all of you, for being here, hanging out with Uncle Bruce, sharing your thoughts, giving me your reaction, and letting me know what you think. Love it. It's fantastic. S. Andrews is here as a new member. Welcome, S. Andrews. You will now start getting alerts as a member of this channel. And the next classes we do the week after next, you'll get an alert on those classes, and you'll be invited to respond if you'd like to sign up for them. So yeah, welcome, fantastic. I'm so excited for the class Saturday. I am too. I'm stoked, man. I can't wait. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Uncle Bruce, markets blew my back out today. Good Lord. The IBM is making me salty. It is making me thirsty. 138.85 now in IBM, down $1.17, and a volume of 5.8 million shares. We've got 215-point drop on the Dow. That's actually 20 points better in the last 5-10 minutes. It's nice to see a little recovery here in the last half hour. Uncle Bruce, since it is July and people are buying in now, Are January options still far out enough, or should we go further out? Well, like I said, for a lot of these SPACs and companies that used to be SPACs and are now regular companies, I'm thinking July, August is sort of a good timing for a rollover on these. And so maybe by my August or so, we'll look at rolling them over if we need to, either in a nice profit position or kind of a break-even position or what have you. We'll take a look at contracts further out. But right now, let's allow new contracts to be created. Let's get the volume out as the options folks in Chicago bring out and roll out more contracts for these new companies. And we'll see what we can do. We'll take advantage of this and go from there. Are the classes on Zoom or on YouTube? The classes are on what you would think is YouTube. They're on this network. They're on this platform that I'm working on, StreamYard. I decided to do it on a StreamYard setting instead of a Zoom setting because I'm not going to put you on camera. You're not going to have to get showered up and dressed up and do your hair. Worry about the lighting, worry about the sound, none of that stuff. So none of you are going to be on camera. It's just me on camera. And I'll be in front of the whiteboard, which is over here, and we will be cranking out. I'll be cranking out the class in front of you. And Jennifer will be monitoring all the comments that'll be coming in. And all you do is just type your comments, whatever you want. You got a question, just fire away. What I'm going to set up is we're going to set up sort of sections in the class. So, I'll ask you to don't send me a question for now. Let me kind of do what I have to do. And I'll do a 10, 15-minute explanation of something. And then let's open that up to questions. What do you got? What do you want to know? And then did anyone not understand what I'm saying, or you're not quite sure? You have any questions about it? Then I'll react to that. Then I'll do the next section, and then we'll open up for questions again. And then at the end of the class, what are your overall comments, thoughts, questions? And then we'll get into that. And that's why I can't tell you exactly how long the class is going to be. It's going to be from about 2 to 2.5 hours, depending on just how we do. The first class will be the most awkward. The second one will be less awkward. The third one will be, much more smooth. Obviously, by the 7th class, I hope to have it down to a real science. But hey, I'm open to adjustments and I'm flexible on how we're going to do it and where we're going. But I can tell you this: you could be rest assured that the class that I will be running, when I talk about examples of option trades or stock trades or whatever examples I'm talking about, we will be zeroing in on the stocks we follow. So I'm not going to be standing here talking to you about U.S. Steel stock from 1968, or I'm not going to talk to you about a stock that we don't talk about. I'm not going to bring up all of a sudden Netflix and talk about Netflix options, because we don't talk about Netflix here. I'll be talking about Gamestop. We'll talk about the SPAC stocks we're following. We'll talk about the SMH. We'll talk about IBM. We'll talk about Apple. All the stocks that I generally mention that my favorites. That's where we're going to go. Now, if there's something you want me to talk about that is relatable, great. But if you want to ask me about a stock that I know nothing about on the live class, and I tell you I don't know about that stock, don't be mad at me, because I don't know about every single stock out there that exists. I'm here to talk about today's lesson, and I'm going to try to bring it to you in a most concise way and entertaining way possible, so that at the end of the session you'll go, that was worth it. What I just spent to hear, that was worth it to me, because I can understand now I'm going to make 100 times this much money from this information going forward over the next year or so. This was great, and that to me makes it a win. So we'll see how it all plays out. So you don't have to worry about getting a suit and tie on. You don't have to get your hair done. You don't have to worry about washing your face. You can be in your underwear. You can be in your bed. You can be on your couch. You can be wherever you want to be when you're watching me, and you can follow me on the phone, or follow me on a laptop, or on a big ass iPad like this one right here. Take me to the bathroom with you. I won't know. Just don't, but please don't tell me either. Okay. Don't be saying, "Oh, I'm on the bathroom right now watching your class." We don't need to hear that. The rest of the class does not need to know what you're doing, where you're doing it, and how it's going. We're quite fine. It's all good, and I think we're gonna have a good time. So again, thank you everybody for signing up and locking in your spots. They're coming in pretty quickly. I was hoping by Wednesday, Thursday we would be locked up, sold out. But that it might be by tonight. Because I know that there's been so much pent up frustration from some of you. You're waiting. When are you doing this? When are you doing this? And I have been also really eager to get going on this. And so here we are. So we're so close now to the first one. I'm really excited. So way to go, guys. Welcome, S. Andrews to the channel as well. I'm glad you're joining us. Fantastic. I'm glad you're here. All right. Let's see what else is going on here. Let's go. Thank you everybody for popping through here. What do we got here? 2 calls expire 7/16 at 141. Poop. John, I don't think you're in big trouble yet. IBM can easily pop up a few bucks here, but again, I don't know how far. Well, you're at 141, but 138.81. You're only a couple bucks out. This is not a big issue at all. Let's see what happens. Keep on going, everybody. Let's roll. We've got 17.33 on SOFI, down 75 cents. We have Gamestop at 198.51, down 4.32. That looks a little better on GameStop. We were down to 193.71. We're now 198.42. Yeah, we are a little wave higher, but we seem to falter around 198 to 199. We seem to run out of gas. There have been 2 attempts to break through 200. Both have failed already. This is the third. Let's see what it does, although this wave seems to be stronger than the first 2 at the moment, but only 2.3 million traded. There is no serious volume coming into this market right now. It is just a grind today. ATIP down a quarter to 880. We got AMC down $1.55 at 50.42. Gores down 37 to 15.15. 23andMe 69-cent loss at 10.24. Fifth Wall up 47 cents to 12.41. Vector now down 43 cents to 10.96. Navsite down 3 cents to 9.99. Starboard at 10.08 unchanged. That's what we got going right now. The Dow down 229 at the moment. It is near its best level since about 10:15 this morning. So it has come back with a 5-hour comeback. For 5 hours, the index has come back on the Dow, but it started with just a free fall. It just started with a free fall for the first hour and a half. The market just went down straight down. And we got as low as 34,358 on the Dow 30, 358. We're now at 34,556. So we are about 200 points, not quite 200 points recovered from the low of the day, but we're still down 230 on the day. So the Dow has come back a ways, but it's been a slower recovery than the sell-off. We do have 26 minutes left to go for the rest of our trading session today. We'll see how the Dow wants to finish off. It can. I've seen it in my career. I have seen the Dow be down 300, 400 points with half an hour to go and close up on the day. I have seen it. It's not often, but it is not uncommon to have last 20 and 30-minute bargain hunting sessions coming in where there are buyers everywhere looking for cheap stock that are oversold shares. Shares that went too far too quickly. That is the nature of this business. It is all human emotion. It is all simply one person's opinion versus another. Some days stocks do not make sense. Fundamentals on stocks are not the question. It's human emotion that overrides greed, panic, and just people are lethargic. They just get bored and they want to do something else for a while. That's how it is. We are talking human nature. We'll see what's going on. The stock market giveth and the stock market taketh away. Andrew says, Andrew, thanks everybody for letting him in and welcoming him. Nice to have you here, my friend. I'm glad you're here. Okay. Let's see what else is going on. What do you think about the Nextdoor SPAC merger? I wasn't excited about it. I'm looking at that deal going, I don't understand it. Like I was trying to figure out what they do, and I don't get it. I just don't get it. I'm kind of going, what are you? Are you an eBay? Are you an Amazon? Are you what are you? How do you make money? What? I'm just lost. So I just kind of went, and I just moved on. It just you don't grab if you don't grab me like if you can't get me in 5 minutes with your business plan, uh, then the market can't get it either. And I hear it's a $4 billion deal, and so it's large enough to consider going public through an IPO. Never went through an IPO. They're going through a SPAC, and I just have had no positive, heavy, good vibe feelings on this thing. So I got no opinion on it. Sorry. There it is. What can I say? I started watching. Sam says, Samuel, I started watching because I had bought GameStop on a whim, my first stock ever, and I could listen to you call out the price while I was working, and now I'm trying to become a full-time options trader. Right on. Way to go, man. Welcome to the market, man. You have come a long way, obviously. You've come a long way. Mark Blue Skies, I never got an email about it. Send me an email, Mark, on my brucefarman@hotmail.com. Just send me a message saying that I never got an alert. Can you send me an invite to the classes, and I'll get one out to you. Let's see. Okay, Lobo Blast. I'm blessed to have found you 6 months ago. Because of you, I now nearly invest 50% of all my monthly income. No kids, no wifey, no car payment, though I would have been broke without you. Way to go, buddy. Building it up. That's the name of the game. I think it's too high to get in now. I'm not sure which one. Let's see. I'm getting tired of this dip. Can we have some green stuff, please? Green comes tomorrow and Thursday, says John Van. There you go. Let's see. What website? What not YouTube? There's a new website being going to be released for Stock Markets with Bruce. That'll be released shortly. You'll hear all about it in a couple of days, and I'll explain to you how you can find the reruns there, and we'll go from there. Alrighty. What else is going on here? Let's go. Welcome all. As far as the classes go, if I get caught smoking in the boys' room, will there be a detention after class? Well, that's the best part about the way we're setting this up. You can smoke all you want, we won't know. So you can be yourself and just don't tell me about it. Alrighty. Lucky number 13. Why is it every time I increase my buy price to get my order filled, the order's filled and then the price immediately goes down? Why is that? Maybe you're too impatient. I don't know. It's the way it is. Let's see. I've joined the class. I sure hope I can understand it all. I will do the best we can on that for sure. Roller coaster is GameStop is a damn roller coaster today. It is now 198.75, down 408, and like I say, it seems to get to this 199 level and then kind of run out of gas. Will it break through 198 to 199 and then break 200? Because it's tried twice earlier in the day and it's not had success. It's still down 401 on the day. Let's see. We don't know yet. How many percentage clients? We don't know yet. Final numbers, we'll let you know. Algorithms, what are your thoughts on ME? They're good thoughts. They're positive thoughts. Love the company. Love the idea. Love the concept. Believe the stock will do very, very well. Don't like them at 1022. I don't like it. I don't like it down here. But I admit, what a deal. 1022. These $10 contracts, these 1250s, they've got to be a good price now. So there might be some real opportunity to get some of this stuff. Uncle Bruce, once I purchase a class, will I be able to re-watch it? Yes. After you purchase the live class, or if you purchase a rerun, you'll be able to re-watch. First of all, on the live participants who are joining us Saturday and Sunday, you will be receiving a link later after the live show is done and edited. You'll get a link where you can watch. You can watch the edited class video anytime you want. If you acquire the edited video Saturday night, Sunday night, or anytime thereafter, you can rewatch them all you want. Yeah, you can rewatch them again and again and again. So there's no limit. Uncle Bruce, I just want to make enough money so that I can maintain 10 wives in my polygamy lifestyle. Very good. Very interesting. I don't know about good, but very interesting. Good luck with that. Classes will be wonderful. I agree. Eat Crayon Gorilla. I'm allocating capital in an actively managed portfolio to generate alpha. Okay. Let's see. What else is going on here? Bruce, I can only watch you in the bathroom. My legs go numb because I sit too long. Oh no! GameStop over 199 says DQ. Well, 198.55, right on the edge there. That would be great. Keep it going. Let's see. Yes, you can watch it as many times as you want. He'll give a link to edit videos to cut out the dead type of error. Exactly. Let's see. What else is going up? Snatched up more. VACQ at 1092. Yep. Larry, they would have come through. Yeah, perfect, Larry. That's great. You're good to go, buddy. You're going to be good. Let's see. We have, who's this? K, C-A-U, Mr. K, Mr. or Ms. K is here. Thank you for becoming a new member, Mr. or Ms. K. Fantastic. Professor Bruce is the best. Welcome to the channel. Everyone is welcoming Mr. K in here. That's fantastic. Let's see here. If we have bagels in class, we don't have to share. If you're chewing gum, no one will notice. We won't hear you chewing. You can blow bubbles all you want. It's all good. There you go. I'm not receiving email alerts, but I am receiving the members only YouTube notifications. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. YouTube member notifications. Good. Good. The YouTube only. Well, I see. You're getting the YouTube notifications I'm going live, but you're not getting the member report. That's the thing. So T-Bone, the problem could be your phone or device that you signed up with to join this channel. You may have got a setting. There might be a setting there in your settings somewhere that is holding back what your device thinks is junk mail, and maybe the private messages are junk mail. Now go to my channel homepage and go to the section that says community, and go there and see if you can find the message there. Next door is like a Twitter, but you have to verify name and address, no haters, because they can't hide their identity. Most people use it to keep up on crime and events in their neighborhood. Yeah, I'm not so, yeah, it's a regional thing, isn't it? It's a, yeah, I'm just not, I'm not going anywhere. 1732 on SOFI, 198.75 on Gamestop at the moment right now. And IBM at the moment, 138.61, Dow down 205 and improving, still improving. All right. No worries, says Mr. K. Fantastic. Let's see. How can I sign up for classes? Yeah, you weren't a member yesterday, so you'll be getting alerts going forward for the upcoming classes. You'll be getting alerts now. BW Bruce, when the heck is ATIP going to actually do something? When's going to do something? Realize that no one knows about them. It's coming. You keep saying they've done nothing but go down since they went public. Well, ATIP has jumped a bit, but it is at 876, and that is frustrating. I give you that, but I have a feeling that not too far from now there will be news coming out, and it'll have an effect. Adam Cooperstein, thank you for joining us as a member. Glad you're here. Nice to see you here. Ankle Bruce, what time zone are your classes on? I text you before so you can ask you here. 12 o'clock Eastern time, New York time, noon, LA time, 9 a.m. I think London, England time would be, what, 5? Is it 5 hours from New York to the UK, and then 6 hours on the continent of Europe, something like that. So it's 9 in the morning my time when I'm doing it. Then 10, 11, 12 o'clock New York time, and further on. So that is what we're doing. I will send out, Jennifer and I will be sending out links to the class in the last 15 to 30 minutes before class time. That's when the links will go out to everybody to join in, and we'll have the camera on, and you can already mill about as we're getting ready to launch the class. So it's all good. Alrighty. Let's see. Uncle Bruce, my SOFI 20, 25s, and 30s for January are deeply out of the money and in the red. Continue to sit tight. Yep, continue to sit. Don't twitch a muscle. Don't twitch a thing. There you go. If you can buy any of them for cheaper, go ahead too. T-Bone, you have to enable email notifications in your YouTube account. That might be it. Our SPACs are getting racked today. Racked so much red, SOFI and me. Welcome all new members. Uncle Bruce, can you let me know when stocks are at the lowest? I'm tired of being the last few days and still dropping. If I knew that, I wouldn't be talking to you guys. I'd be on my own, getting rich, being rich a long time ago. But here we are, 1733 on SoFi. We have 14 minutes to go in the day. SoFi's low today, 1722, and we're just been quiet, 18.4 million. 199 on GameStop. We have broken through 199. So there's one stock that is improving and is at the best level since about 11 this morning. The question is, can it break 200 and do anything? I don't know. 2.4 million traded, not enough to get me excited, but it is better looking than it was a while ago. ATIP 875 down 30 cents. AMC down $1.63 to 50.32. Gores down 41 to 15.11. 23andMe down 74 cents to 10.19. That is the bargain price, almost the low of the day of 10.17. 1.2 million. What a deal on 23andMe. Fifth wall at 12.40, up 47 cents, very steady. Vector down 44 to 10.95. Navsite down 6 cents to 9.96 at the moment. Starboard down 1 penny at 10.08. IBM 138.65 holding there, and the Dow now down 202. And the question is, will the Dow have any kind of a rally as the afternoon wears on here? 12:47 left to go in the trading day from what I can tell you now, as we are waiting out the last 12 minutes of the first day after July the 4th. Cheers to all of you from around the world for tolerating today. It is what it is. Some days, the markets don't want to do very well. We have a 7-point drop on the S&P 500. That's all. We're up 28 on NASDAQ. That's good. But the Dow down now 198. So the Dow is officially better off than being down 200. Let's see if it has any effect on any of our stocks. Is there a bargain hunting run going on that might come in the last 10, 12 minutes of the day? We'll watch it. GameStop 199. It's had a bit of a pop-up, but it's the only one that is really doing anything positive at this point. SoFi is still at 17.31 a share on 18.5 million. Excuse me. Now, not much going on right now as we are waiting out the last few minutes. All right. I took out a $60,000 position on SoFi that I found this Bruce just now. I figured, why not? He seems good. Adam, hang around. Let's see what we can do for you. Let's see how we do. T-Bone correct. I'm eating waffles before class in honor of missing Raptor, says Drew. I'm up 14% on fifth wall acquisitions. Way to go. Nice going. Thank you, everybody. Glad I found you guys, says Adam. Beautiful. Welcome to the channel. About how will it make money next door? I don't get it either. I just I stopped looking at it. I'm not going to look into that deal. Okay, so you worried about people reselling your links or printing copies? Well, we're hoping we don't have these issues. We really don't want to. Well, we don't know how this will go. I mean, obviously, those of you who are becoming students of the class, those of you who are paying to watch the class, do you have is there a need for you to become enemies of the channel all of a sudden to do that? There's no need. I'm hoping that we don't have that issue, but there are security measures that we are setting up. But like anything else, you do the best you can with what you got, and you just hope for the best. I'm pretty sure the live class, we won't have any issues there because it is a private telecast just to the students. So we're not going to have problems there. The reruns, that's the issue. Once the reruns are watched by people, we have to ask you not to share these links with anyone. Keep them to yourself. After all, you paid good money to watch it. We don't want this to go out there, but I can change up the links on an ongoing basis. So I can reload them and I can shift them, but we'll see how it works out. But Dougie, you know what? This is always out there no matter what you do. So we'll see what's going on. Make sure the edited version of the class captures when somebody leans back in their chair too far and falls flat on their back. Make sure you get that. What is the cost of the class? $150 is the cost of the live class, the live session. $100 for a rerun. and you get to watch it as many times as you like. Hey, Uncle Bruce, just a friendly reminder, I've not received your email reply about our missed one-on-one I paid for and confirmation. You're going to be rolled into the classes. You're going to be into both classes for sure. Wait, after the show is over, I'll get you an email to confirm that. With four with daylight savings from New York. Again, you guys figure this out. Whatever New York time is when the class goes live. All right, wherever you live and wherever you are, it's noon New York time that I start my classes. All right, Julie B, and for the neighbors to argue politics back and forth in chat instead of talking to each other live. Let's see what else is going on here. And yeah, Bruce, I need your address so I can send you an apple for your desk on the first day of class. It's an edition. Yeah, I'm that guy. Yeah, right. Just send it to our PO box number. By the time I get there, it'll be brown, I'm sure. Yeah, don't send any fruit to us. Don't send fruit to us. Man, oh man. Uncle Bruce, my SOFI are in the red. Continue to sit tight. Let's see. I saw SOFI shorted 42%. Not the shorters. They can't last forever. Well, that's what I'm thinking. 17.38 on SOFI. A little better. 16 cents off the low, but not a lot going on there. 8 minutes to go. GameStop 199.49, right around the 200 mark. What else is happening? Anybody else moving up at all towards the end here? I don't see anybody else moving up. IBM 138.52 right now. Even it is just kind of flattening out at the end of the day. The Dow is down 210 again. So there you go. FWAA is the one. It's the one that's gone up today. I'm going to buy more ME at $10. That's what I'm going to do. Well, 10.21 is the price. If you're trying to get it at a super dip, you put your bids in there to 10.01, 10.02, 10.03. See if you get lucky. Don't know though. Let's see. Scott Coleman, thank you, Scott, for your donation on PayPal. As always, I appreciate that so much. From the UK, my friend, thank you for being here. Let's go. So looking forward to the classes. And do you think they'll reach 14 or 10? I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, today with 18 million, it's only given up 70 cents. If SOFI was in real trouble, it would be down $5 right now. There would be no mercy. There would be relentless market crushing selling on SOFI. That's not happening. It's not going on at all. The Dow is a wishy-washy. The market is a wishy-washy day today. The whole market is wishy-washy, and SOFI is not in. There's no exuberance on SOFI today. That's the reality. GameStop, same thing. But it's down 328. I mean, down 328, and we're worried? I'm not worried. It's just 328. Like, so what? $199 stock down $3. Like, so what? This is nothing. Larry Lewis, thank you, sir. Mark, I just bought two 1250 ME calls that expire October 15 for 90 cents each. Let's go. Right on. That is a cheap buy. Way to go. $90 a contract. Way to go. SOFI should be 27, but the shorters are killing it. Well, maybe they are, or the buyers haven't embraced it yet. It's one or the other. It's going to happen. It will come. Dave McPeters, thank you for joining as a new member, Dave. I'm glad you're here, and welcome to the gang today. Fantastic. Let's see. Yeah, we're working on stuff. I'm loving these suggestions from all of you folks. We are looking into more than you can imagine, and have been for a month, about security and everything else. Just leave it with us. We're on it. We'll be on it. Thank you, J-Mac, new member. Glad you're here too. Nice to have you here. All of you coming through. We're 5 minutes to go before the day is done. Nice to see new members coming in. We've got 1735 now on SOFI, 199.37 on GameStop. We're not seeing any kind of a bounce back here at the end of the day. We have 1242 on FWAA. Fifth, well, it's actually improving. It's up 48 cents on the end of the day, so it's been the winner all day, all by itself. Starboard is now unchanged to 1008. IBM 138.46, and Dow is now down 227. So a bit of weakness coming at the very end of the day on the Dow. People wondering what to think, what to do, what's going to happen, what's going on. JMac, just send me an email. BruceFarmer@hotmail.com. Just send me an email. The address is down below in the description of every video I make. Find my email address. Send me a message. Let's see. My $15 ME calls I paid $262 aren't looking so great right now. Thank God you told me to get options at least out in January. That's why we're doing that. Yep, long-term contracts. And what else is going on? I put in a limit order for Gores for 1503. It came down to 1504. Did it really? It's at 1509 right now. Down 43. Well, the day ain't over. The day ain't over. Just saying. I don't know. Fantastic. Anyway. Larry, when we go on a cruise and you give us a class, you can write it off, and so can you. How about that? Yeah, you can write it off as well. How about all that? My, oh my, oh my. Isn't that interesting how you can have a class on a cruise ship? Have you thought of that? That's interesting. Anyway, let's see what's going on. Oh, gosh. Thank you all for being here today and hanging out. On a funky day, unfortunately, we have to tolerate it sometimes, and this is what we got. This is it. It is what it is, but we shall live to fight another day because we're not going anywhere. Not going nowhere, baby. We're up. We've got 275 thumbs ups. Thank you for that. Appreciate the 275 thumbs ups from 674 of you hanging out, surviving the afternoon session. IBM 138.51 down $1.52. That is where we're at right here. The SOFI 1736, GameStop 199.16. We got 2 minutes to go in the Dow right now. 2 minutes 4 seconds, and we close it up for the day. Maybe tomorrow we pop right away. How about that? How about we get oversold and we have a little pop up right off the get go? Wouldn't that be nice? Yes, here you go. Red Ginger Snaps. You are talking my language. Let's see. Freedom Bruce, we love you. Thanks so much for being here for us. You got it. Love the cruise ship cruise, a class idea. I love that. Brent, hang in there, everybody. Friends in low places. See you tomorrow. Thank you, Brent, for that as always. Fantastic. Dougie, thumbs ups, buddy. You got it, man. Thumbs ups. Let's see. Uncle Bruce, with the rest of the world besides USA looking at solar power, have any solar or EV companies caught your interest or steer clear from? Tesla doesn't count. No, I don't have anybody. I have nothing in my radar at this moment that really comes to mind. Not at the moment. Come to me, Gores. Come to me. Unfortunately, 15-16. It's going higher. All for one and one for all. Uncle Bruce, when's the next trivia? How was the last one? We will be doing trivia this Friday. At 7 o'clock Eastern, and we did one just last Friday. Had a good time. And this Friday, we'll do another one for members only of this channel and Traveling with Bruce. Uncle Bruce, I popped in to give you a thumbs up listening to Bruce Radio today. Right on, J. Ray. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Thank you for the thumbs up. We now have 291 and climbing on the thumbs up meter. Thank you, everybody, for being able to, or for helping out, throwing us a thumbs up or two if you have any devices going. Thank you so much for the thumbs ups today as we are plugging along here in the last minute of trading. The last minute of trading. Okay. John Van, I don't know anything about that company. Trish the Dish, thanks. At Mark. Brad, short float at about 47%. WS Wall Street bets army of apes will be incoming. The price is so low, should be much barrier to entry in the retail. Thumbs ups for Bruce. Cowbell, cowbell, cowbell. We are dinging, ringing, and finishing this thing off. We are done on the Dow. We're down 207 points on the Dow Jones here. Looks like for the final count here, down 204.90, I guess. S&P down 8, NASDAQ up 24. A mixed bag here. The oil market down 146 a barrel. GameStop, it popped up. Sorry, IBM popped up at the end of the day here to 138.85. A definite upsurge in the last 2 minutes. 138.85, still down 117 on the day, but IBM did noticeably pop up about 30 cents there at the very, very end. GameStop closed out at 199.57, so just under 200, but couldn't crack the 200 barrier. We'll have to see how it does the aftermarket and tomorrow. SOFI 17.35, down 73 cents. GameStop losing 3.26. ATIP down 52 cents. AMC down $2 to 49.96. Gore's down 43 cents to 15.09. 23andMe down 72 cents to 10.21. Fifth Wall up 48 cents, 12.42. Vector down 47 cents to 10.92. Navsite down 6 cents to 9.96. Starboard unchanged at 10.08 today. That was the final count on that one. And there's IBM at 138.85. Now at 138.90 on the aftermarket. It's up a nickel on the aftermarket at the moment for IBM. 7.4 million shares traded. IBM might have run out of selling energy and now is perhaps popping up a tad. We'll see how it does tomorrow. Would not surprise me during the week, the rest of the week, we get back to the 142 range on IBM. It wouldn't surprise me. Unless the Dow has some sinister moves coming up. If there's a big sell-off tomorrow for whatever reason, but I don't see a reason for a sell-off, not in this market. Anyway, here it is. Let's see what is up. That's true, Gregory. Some cruise lines do this. They will give you a discounted cruise, or they will give you they'll sell you an inside priced room, but give you a balcony. They might offer you some perks. Others will literally offer you a free cruise if you want to go. As a guest speaker, you might do maybe 2 or 3 speeches, like 2 or 3 chats during a 1-week cruise, something like that, for like an hour a chat or an hour and a half. They will obviously preview you. They will figure you out in advance, and you might be part of a placement agency that gets you placed on stuff like this. You won't make any money on the cruise. You won't get paid to be on the cruise, but you might be allowed to market your ebook, or literally sell books or CD tapes if you have some with you. The cruise line and the cruise ship will promote your seminar to the passengers. 2 o'clock in the so-and-so room, listen to so-and-so talk about blah, blah, blah. And you can come in for free admission. And, as the speaker, you get to introduce yourself to everybody and tell them what you do, and give them a spiel, and mention if you'd like to buy one of these books. Jennifer over here is selling them for $10 a copy. You can welcome to take one. Or if you want to sign up for classes on the internet, or become part of my channel. I mean, there's ways to promote your website and everything else. Yeah, for sure. I do know of this. Let's see. I can't wait to roll over these current calls in the third and fourth quarter into FWAA. Well, let's see what happens. Anyone who bought Microsoft a few years ago must be very happy. Uncle Bruce, I noticed most of the time, suddenly, last 2 or 3 minutes of trading day, the volume increase is suddenly really high. Is there a reason for this? Yes, there is a reason for this. In my time, when I was a branch manager, I'd be in charge of 25 stockbrokers, and each guy or girl would have up to 300 clients each. So, we were sitting on 7,500 accounts. Up to 7,500 accounts in our branch. And from time to time, we would have incidents. We would have a scenario show up that we wouldn't be happy about. And the scenario would be something like I'd come in the morning, and my operations manager and I would have our morning coffee together to review how are we doing today. And he would say to me, well, I got a printout from head office this morning. The number one guy in the head office, our top bean counter, reviewing all the accounts. And even back in the 80s, we had accounting software that might have been custom designed for our firm. as all brokerage houses would have had in those times. And a printout would come out to his attention, and it would show the most underfunded accounts in the house. So it would show the firm's position, the entire brokerage firm combined, each branch combined, and then the biggest offenders in each branch. And it might show any account that is more than $5,000 under margined as of last night's close. And the folks in Toronto would send out faxes to each of us, each branch office, and my manager, my operations guy would come in and go, here's this morning's fax from Toronto, and showing how we're doing. And I would take a look at it and go, oh, two of my salesmen have a couple of accounts that are in big trouble. They bought stock on margin, and the shares that they have in there have dropped in value, and now they are under margin, and we've got a cash problem, which means the broker has a big problem personally now, because back in the day, if you were a broker and you had a client that bought stock on margin and the account went upside down, you were liable as a broker to the firm if your client didn't pay up. And so I would take a look at the list every morning with my manager, my operations guy, and we'd see, oh, we got two guys having a problem. One guy's got a $10,000 problem. The other guy's got a $15,000 problem. And Toronto would leave us alone for about 24 hours to deal with this. Then they would send us the next day a inquiry as to what you're doing about it. And then the next day, they would tell us that you either take care of it today or we will. And you never wanted to get to that level ever. So I would see that we know this client with this broker, they're always having trouble with this guy. He's a gambler extraordinaire, and from time to time he gets overexposed. So I would haul the broker into my office and have a little chat and say, look, your client made the top 10 list at head office. Toronto was asking about this account. You are undoubtedly aware that your client is upside down. And the broker go, yes, I am undoubtedly aware. What are you going to do about it? And the broker would say, I have sell orders written up to sell the stock out against the account. And he's bringing in a check for the difference within the hour. Would be a certified check as soon as the bank opens up. If that happened, we'd be fine. No problem. On the other hand, there were times where the broker will say, the client is transferring stock in here. He's bringing stock in here worth way more money on margin to increase our marginability so that we won't have an issue. And that's where my operations manager would take over. So he would find out where the stock is coming from, who's delivering it in what form is it coming, and we would handle that. I would let my operations manager handle that, and he would let me know as the day went on. He'd say, yeah, we're good. Don't worry about that account with so-and-so. We're covered to the moon, to the cows come home. The other guy, I would haul him in and say, what's going on? And I remember one day where he had a client that was pretty sure that an oil well was going to be a big success, and he was buying a bunch of stock, and he started buying it on margin. It was like a $5, $6 stock, and he figured it would go to $20 a share if this oil well came through. And it didn't. The oil well came up as a dry hole or as a non-commercially viable oil well. And if the street gets wind that a company sunk a lot of money into an oil well, a junior small little oil company, and it didn't work out, it could be bad news for the stock, because there's a likelihood that the stock would have been at $3 at one time, ran up to the $6 mark with all kinds of gamblers and speculators all buying on margin, and then the well didn't come through. Now everyone is getting the hell out of Dodge, and as the stock backs off, the margin calls come in, and now a whole bunch of stock comes in for sale. Well, I had one morning one of my guys sitting on a $20,000 problem when you could buy a brand new BMW you could buy a Camaro fully loaded for $15,000, and he had a $20,000 problem. that was going to come against his salary, which there was no $20,000 a month salary with this guy. This guy was a $3,000 to $5,000 a month broker. That's all this guy was. He was looking at 4 to 6 months of no pay for free to pay this back, which tells me he was going to walk out the door and stiff us. Anyway, I brought him into my office and I had a chat with my boy, and I said, look, you got a problem here. And he had his head in the hand. He's going, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I said, well, look, you got a bunch of stock here, and you got this one stock this guy had loaded up on, and you're in trouble. He knows he's got to know he's in trouble. We got to cover this loss. And he didn't want to sell. The broker said, well, I don't want to sell anything. I said, well, what am I supposed to do? Is your guy going to walk in here with a check for 20 grand in the next hour certified? He doesn't have it. He's probably gambling on this stock with 3 other brokerage houses at the same time as this one. You're not his only broker. I bet you this guy's got accounts all over town, and he's upside down everywhere. He was going to be the big winner. It all come in, but it isn't coming in. And so I said to my boy, you got to start selling stock he's got. You can call him and tell him that he's got an hour to bring in a certified check. But if he doesn't bring in a certified check, you're going to have to sell everything he's got on top of this stock here to cover the short position. And sure enough, in the hour, the guy didn't even call him back. The client wasn't calling him back, not returning calls. So we began to sell out this account. Well, as it goes, as these days go on, sometimes I'll call my floor trader on the floor, and I'll say, look, we got an account in big trouble here. We got to sell all this stock to cover a loss. But if you could sell whatever you got to sell without killing the market, that would be a good thing, because if you kill the market, the margin gets worse and the loss is even greater. My floor trader definitely knew that, and he also had a very deft touch. He was an excellent liquidator of stock without the street knowing he needed to sell it badly. He really had to get out of this stuff, and the street would never be able to read this guy the way he played the game. He was really good at it. Saved my clients millions of dollars over the years we worked together. Of course, my brokers never appreciated it, because they hated it when the manager would start selling accounts out. They hate that position, but they put themselves in the position. I didn't put them there. They put themselves there. And so with this particular fellow, we sold stock out all morning long against that account position, and within about 2 hours, he was down to a $10,000 problem. And then about an hour later, we got it down to a $5,000 problem. And I said to this broker, look, you can call your guy and tell him we'll stop selling. If he can bring in $5,000 now, you're covered. It's not a $20,000 problem. It's a $5,000 problem. Can he come up with $5,000? Wouldn't you know it, he called the guy, and the guy came running in half an hour later with a $5,000 certified check. And we guaranteed him that we wouldn't sell any more stock for the rest of the day. You're covered for today. Tomorrow is another matter, because you're still holding the stock. If it goes lower, you've got a larger margin problem. We'll have to sell more stock, but right now you're good to go. So it turned out the stock didn't drop anymore and stabilized and went a little higher a couple days later, because the well was a partial dry well, partial good well. The news came out that the intelligence that the oil company received from drilling this well told them that the next well you drill is over there 300 meters. Drill there, there's a pay zone down there. This well confirmed that the next well would be a hit. And sure enough, that's what happened. They drilled the next well, and a few months later, they hit oil, and the stock stabilized and all was well. That was a good news story. The bad news stories you get, and what you're asking me about, is why is all this trading? What happens with these other firms and some firms is that clients during the day get into trouble. During the day, they get into trouble, and it's to the point of hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars. And brokerage firms sell out accounts that need to be sold out by the close of business. And in the last half hour of the trading sessions, certain firms have certain clients that sometimes get into trouble. And it, depending on the day, if you've got a Dow like now down 400 points today and it's still down 200 at the end of the day, it is possible that there are some gamblers out there who are really upside down on a bunch of positions on margin, and they have to get sold out in the last 20, 30 minutes. And so in the last few minutes, these floor traders are trying to find a way to get these guys out at the best price possible. But in the last 5 minutes, it's a free for all. And You got one brokerage firm with $1 million problem over here, a $500,000 problem over there. You got another one with a $15 million problem. You got these guys with $30 million of the problems. All the bargain hunters in the world won't be enough to solve all of this. And so these shares come in for sale in the last 5 minutes, and sometimes stocks go down in the last 5 minutes badly, certain stocks, especially stocks that have had a bad day on the already going. Others, though, sometimes you've got only a few guys who have to be sold out, and the amount that they're selling it's only a couple of $1,000,000, and you got bargain hunters looking for $20 million in bargains, and there's an imbalance of more buying than selling coming in the last 15, 20 minutes. No one knows this until it happens, and so there are times where a share will pop up, like IBM did this afternoon. IBM popped up in the last 10 minutes of the day, 5 minutes of the day, from about 138.50 to 138.78. That popped right up. That can happen on the other side. I've seen it. I've seen every scenario under the sun. Unbelievable. I have seen scenarios where in the first 2 hours, a stock will just get hammered and will just be crushed by margin calls. And then for the next 3 hours, the stock kind of sits there. And then the last 2 hours, it surges back to a higher level than it had at the beginning of the day. Because bargain hunters come in, they pick up all the last of the leftovers that came out, and now there's nothing for sale because the selling was artificial. It was just a margin call position. It wasn't anything to do with the company. And so these bargain hunters come in, scoop up all the cheap paper way down here. It's where they buy it. And then at the end of the day, it gets run up right back to where it was the day before. And the next day, it goes up again because, again, there's nothing for sale. And the guy who got sold out is just going, I can't believe it. I got wiped out at this price, and the stock's trading at this price 2 days later. Yeah, because he didn't have the money to play the game. That's why you got wiped out. That's what happens on the floor. That's what used to happen in person. This used to be a personal human-to-human being situation, and my floor trader used to give me phone calls with a half an hour to go, an hour to go, and he would tell me stories that would make my hair stand up because he would say to me, well, there are 5 stocks under pressure here because there are 2 brokerage houses that are selling out a couple of guys to the tune of hundreds of thousands of shares. And one of the 5 stocks could well be one of the shares that one of my brokers is really into with his clients. I mean, really overexposed, long into the stock. And I know that there's a block of paper coming at that stock, at that market. And that market could take a dump. And if it did take a dump, that's a problem for my branch because my branch office has a broker with a whole bunch of this stock all on margin that could be affected by another client from another firm. This I don't need to hear. I have to hear, but I don't want to hear. So that's when I haul my guy in and I tell him, I warn him. I say, hey, buddy, I just want you to know, I just got a call from the floor. And the word is that there are hundreds of thousands of shares of your favorite company's stock that must be liquidated by the end of the day today for a margin problem. Just so you know, and this might affect the pricing of your stock, just to give you a heads up. And a broker would immediately run to his desk and get on the phone because normally, if he was really heavily involved in one stock, he probably had the direct phone number to the president of the publicly traded company. And he would call that guy and he would give him the heads up that we're getting. And the president would find out, oh man, there's 200,000 shares of my company stock held by somebody out there who's being blown out by the brokerage firm. There's 30 minutes to go in the day. I got to find some buying for this. I got to find a buyer to buy this block up. And the president makes some phone calls to directors and friends of the company and long-term shareholders. And it can happen. It does happen where I get my broker walking into my office with 5 buy orders. He needs my initial to enter them because they are over a certain dollar amount. And I take a look at these and go, do we have money for this? Can we afford? Can these accounts buy this stock? Do they have the money? Or he would say to me, it's friends of the president of the company. I've been assured that there will be funds here first thing in the morning. If we're successful in buying this, we have 5 business days to settle. It'll be settled by tomorrow at the close of business tomorrow. I've been assured. I go, okay, I'll give you the go on that. So I would initial the orders. He goes to my desk trader, hands in the buy orders for 150,000 shares of stock at a set price. We phone the floor. I'm in the meantime calling the floor saying, you're getting an order very shortly to buy a bunch of this paper up, see what you can do. Okay, I'm ready. Then the phone would come in from the floor desk trader to the floor trader, giving him the buy order for the stock. And my guy would be sitting there going, okay, I'm a buyer and I know those guys are sellers. And we got 20 minutes to go. Let's see what happens. And these sellers are desperate. They can't find buyers to get off because they got to sell so much paper that the buying just isn't there for it. And he's lurking in the weeds. The stock comes down, the stock comes down, the stock comes down. He walks up to the floor trader on the other side, says, how much you got to go? And they all say, we got 175,000 left to sell. And my guy will give him a buy order for the whole amount. So we'll take you all out at this price, one shot deal right now. Done. They yell the order out, sold. And the tickets are written on each side, buyer, seller. And within 10 minutes, the shares are 15 cents higher on the open market, 20 cents higher because the sellers are gone. And by the end of the day, the shares are 40 cents higher and everyone's happy. The house that wanted out got out. The house that wanted to buy bought at the price they wanted to buy at. We're already up 15% on the trade because these are penny stocks. We're talking about a $2 trade with a $2.50 bid ask at the end of the day. My broker is happy as can be because he got the warning from me, from my floor trader. The president of the public traded company is delighted, is thrilled because the stock is back to $2.50 from that low of $2. It doesn't look bad in the newspaper. When you look the next day, you see the high, the low, the last trade, and nothing looked like nothing happened. But we averted disaster. And the broker's happy because he made a bunch of commission. And that's how this game goes. The next day, of course, the checks arrive because the stock is up 50 cents a share from where these guys bought it. Of course, they're going to pay for it. And so we have all that done. And the manager has yet again saved disaster from taking place by orchestrating these buyers and these sellers and all these variables going on. And yet at the end of the day, every branch manager hates his manager. Every broker hates his branch manager and his operations manager. They're kind of so-so on the floor trader. The floor trader and the branch manager are going, crisis averted yet again. The branch manager and the operations manager are going, crisis averted yet again. Toronto knows nothing of it, which is the good thing. We don't want Toronto to know. We've averted disaster and they don't have to know about it. And we're doing good, clean business. And at the end of the day, the next day, all the positions are paid for and nobody's in any trouble anywhere. That is the life of a branch manager and 25 brokers who go their own direction and sometimes don't listen to their branch manager or don't realize or don't fully appreciate what that person can do for you. And the clients are thrilled. I get a phone call from the president of the public traded company an hour later. And he privately is telling me, thank you so much for saving my ass. We really appreciate it here. We're a small company. We have a loyal group of shareholders and followers of our company. Whenever something like this comes up, just let us know. I said, well, I know you're dealing with our guy over here. You're dealing with this broker. We're trying to take care of him. He doesn't fully appreciate what we do for him, but we work on it. He says, I know you appreciate. I know you're looking after him. You're looking out for us. We appreciate it, and it will not go unrewarded. And so down the road, we have this lovely relationship with these clients from this public company. And a ton of commission is made by the firm through the broker, through looking after these markets. The penny market, I'll tell you, we earned our stripes day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out, and saved another one. So that's what happens sometimes at the end of the day on these markets. You get these surges of volume for up volumes, down volumes, or whatever. Sometimes it's ETFs just repositioning themselves. Sometimes it's mutual funds or index funds repositioning their holdings. And these volume trades get done in the last 5 minutes. It just surges. And you wonder, where's all this volume coming from? It was so quiet all day. In the last 10 minutes, all hell broke loose. That's what it is. There's millions of reasons why this is going on. And you would never know. You really don't know the story unless you've been around a while to understand who the players are and who the wheelers and dealers are and the speculators and everything else. I used to know that I used to follow certain brokerage firms. I could tell within the last, it would be 5 business days before the end of the month. So If the end of the month was a Friday, it would be the Friday before. Or if it was a Wednesday, it would be the Wednesday before. So maybe the Monday, Tuesday, and the Wednesday before the end of the month, the week before, because we used to have 5-day settlements on transactions. We knew that any transaction that took place until Wednesday close had to be paid for by the end of the month. We also knew that any transaction that took place on Thursday morning was a next month's trade and would not be effective, would not be a big problem. But we knew that in the last 3 days of every month, that would be 8 days, 7 days, and 6 days to go before the month end. We knew those days were critical every month end, and most people were oblivious to it. Even brokers were oblivious to it, but we knew. And my operations manager and I, we would get together 4 or 5 days before month end, and we'd be looking out over the book of the firm and the book of our branch, and we would be looking up at what nightmares might we run into between now and next Wednesday. What nightmares are lurking in the weeds? Because if this stock drops, or this stock drops, or that stock drops, we know that broker, those 2 guys, those 4 guys, they got way too much of this paper, all on leverage, on margin. And we could have ourselves a big problem if those stocks don't do well in the next 3 days, or they have issues in the next 3 days. This is the kind of stuff we used to do all the time. And we would be in meetings, my manager, my guy and I, we'd be way on top of it. Then I would haul the brokers in and have a chat with these guys, one-on-one. So I just want to have a chat with you. Hey, listen, what's going on with, I heard you did a really good job on that trade, blah, blah, blah. Way to go. Oh, by the way, this stock over here, XYZ Oil and Gas, what's the latest on that one? What's going on there? I noticed the stock's around 260, 280. How's it going? What are you hearing? And the broker would have no idea why I'm asking. Would just be curious that I'm curious. But we would keep our ears up, our radar up, our antenna, like the Martian, the green Martian on TV. And my floor trader, he would know the top 10 stocks that we were worried about. He'd have the list, and he would give me the heads ups. I'd get these phone calls and go, okay, this one, ABC Mining. Remember we were talking about that one? I go, yeah. He said, we got a problem with this one. There's 1 million shares for sale. And there's a house here that has to offload a whole bunch of paper, and this thing could be in big trouble. And I'd be looking at my books going, oh boy, we've got hundreds of thousands of shares on margin on this stuff. And I would have my operations manager and I quickly review this thing. And our brokers wouldn't know from nothing. They'd be oblivious. They'd just be doing what they're doing. And within a half an hour, we would identify the worst accounts that in our house that could be exposed to a real nightmare. And I would haul in the brokers for those accounts one by one. I say, listen, we're hearing some really ugly rumors right now about your favorite copper mining company. This account, and this account, those 3 accounts are vulnerable. They might be into a real margin problem. I need you to reduce the amount of margin you have. You either sell some of this copper stock right now before the street starts selling it, or sell some other stock against it to lower your position, lower your exposure level. And they do it. They'd follow the boss, and they would go ahead and do it. And sure enough, the next day, the day after, late in the next day, here we go with a day and a half to go for month end. Here comes the selling to cover margin calls all over the street. And our guys did the prevent defense. We were already covered. We were already out of the margin, or we were well covered. And the stock could drop a bit. It wouldn't matter to us one bit. We'd survive that one. And then I'd get a call from my floor trader on another one. He'd say, yeah, that LMX Oil and Gas, the well didn't come in, and there's all kinds of problems with stock because there's 4 or 5 houses that have been all over this thing. They were trading this last week like you couldn't believe. And then I would look at my book, same thing. I'd figure out who it is, which one do we got a problem. Do we have a problem with it or not? And again, we would try to prevent problems. Preventing problems was how we made our clients money. Because I might have 100 accounts in the house that own that stock, but one guy has 500 shares, this guy has 1,000, this guy has 300. They don't have anything to worry about. But collectively, we got 60,000 shares in the house of this stock, and it might go down by 20% in the next 6 hours, next 2 days, or worse. So we would be on top of these accounts all the time, and we would tell the brokers, hey, look, do not be surprised if those shares go down in price. That well didn't come in. Are you okay with these clients? Are your clients looking for a payoff? Are they going to be mad at you? Are you all right? How's your relationship with these clients? Double check on them. We did all this work constantly to be on top of this. This is what a branch manager had to do to protect the value, to protect the firm, the capital of the house. Because ultimately, if our clients couldn't pay, we had to pay. And that would impact my career and my operations manager's career. Our jobs are on the line if we are suddenly exposed to millions of dollars of margin calls because we let our brokers get away from us. Oh gosh, were we on tight leashes too? That was how it worked. That's how it was. It was quite interesting. Anyway, there you go. Never a dull moment in the world of being a broker and a branch manager and everything else. What can I say? It looks like AMC shot up $6 post. Don't think so. I don't see anything going on here. Gamestop, nothing going on in the aftermarket. FAA, Smart Rent. Sounds like it's going to be a Matterport of physical security. The Smart Rent deal is going to be a good one. That is a great deal. T-Bone, ATIP. When I first started buying into these options, the furthest out was 11.19. No Januaries. I've been averaging down the options by buying dips, and they keep dipping. Just pick them off. Get them cheap. I need to learn about rollover. Can't wait to watch the classes. We're going to be on Saturday and rollover. We've talked about this. Trish, tell me what your problem is. Free cruise upgrades are great. Bruce, I emailed you direct. It's very time-sensitive story. I'm seeming to push you on your interest in mine. I hope you can take the time to read it. J Mac, well, I'm on the air, my friend. I'll get to you. I smell money. Trish, to this, you just close out your position and then you buy a new contract. That's a rollover. I smell money, says Trish. So the new option contracts will be different prices, but the goal is that you made enough to cover any new increase or just buy fewer contracts, the same initial money. Further out, AB, I wonder if Branson's flight is successful. He'll use it as an opportunity to plug ME. I don't know. Let's see. What else is going on? Let's see. Uncle Bruce, do you think brokers like you and the team back in the day are still around today in the day and the age of smartphone trading? Well, I had salesmen that worked for me. I was a branch manager in 1983, 84, 85. 86. So this would have been, I was 27, and I had guys that were 20 years older than me who were brokers. I had 50-year-olds, I had 45-year-olds, I had 35-year-olds, 30-year-olds, and then I had a few in their lower 20s. I had brokers who were 21, 22, 23, all the newbies, the noobs, right? But I had guys who were older than I was that I was managing. And these were guys who only wanted to be salesmen. They never wanted to be a manager. They would never want my job. Ever. It would tell me straight out, oh, I'm glad you're doing this. I would never want to do this job. But I mean, they're now 85. They're 88. I mean, a lot of guys I work with have passed away. When I started in the business at 22, 23, I mean, I looked up to the 45 and 50-year-old guys. Those guys are gone. I mean, they're wherever they are, they are. They're not doing this. So yeah, very few of us left. What can I say? Let's see. How low do you think it'll go, ATIP? Do you think they're panic selling? I don't think so. I think the people in ATIP, those who really are aware of what the deal is, and they're long-termers, and they're not going to get panicky on the third week of listing of a stock. I mean, we waited 3 months for this deal to get done. Got to wait another month or two to get a payoff. So what? We're here. Where are we going? Bruce, the way your guide would liquidate quietly, is it likely the shorts for GameStop were covered from over 100% to more reasonable levels? You haven't talked about the overshorting in a while. Well, GameStop short traders, I believe that anyone who's short GameStop can afford to be short GameStop up to 300 a share, maybe even up to 350 without even blinking. They have enough money and enough backing to handle it. They might be able to handle 400. It just starts to get uncomfortable at these levels, at the 350, 400 level and up. It just gets uncomfortable. But if they have no reason to cover, they don't have to cover. If they can't they handle the interest expenses, covering costs to cover it, to handle it, they'll stay here for indefinitely. They'll some will just turn over. They'll buy back their positions and get out, be replaced by other short traders, perhaps. There's always going to be short traders in the stock. That's normal. Kev, ETFs and mutual funds use market at close orders to order and balance them as 10 minutes before making market funds. That can happen. Yeah. JMac. Bruce, I emailed you direct. It's very time sensitive. Sorry, I haven't got time here. I feel like watching Canadian Office. This SOFI drop feels like the insider sell-off, like they're not trying to dump the price too low, just enough to liquidate, diversify into other areas. I don't think so, Brent. I know patience is the name of the game, but today was a totally crap day. Yeah, it was. It was. This day in history, the saying will be, it all started on a Wednesday. BDO James, thank you for this donation, buddy. Could you give us a rundown of the repo, reverse repo market and its impacts on market participants and the potential impact the current repo market being at $722 billion is on market stability? Thank you very much. No, I cannot. I cannot give you that. I can only say that banks in the U.S. Are able to deposit money electronically with the Federal Reserve at the end of every business day for an overnight position, and they are paid about 1/1500th of a percentage point a year on their money, which is like pennies on millions. But it's a safe place to put the money, and it's an asset. They turn their money into an asset by having it on deposit with the Federal Reserve so that the banking regulator can do a supplies audit and say, what's the position of your bank? And the banker can say, well, we have loans outstanding of so many billions. We have assets that we own, like buildings and real estate and office desks and equipment worth this. We have goodwill of that. Oh, and we have a balance of $5 million, $20 million of cash with the Federal Reserve on the repo market. Okay, very good. You're liquid. You're fine. Okay, thank you. And we move on. Banks park excess cash here with the repo market with the Fed on an overnight basis or over a long weekend or over a regular weekend. And then they withdraw the money the next morning, put it back in their system, and they're back up and running again. And the ATM machines always have cash in them. They can always lend money out to customers who want to borrow money if they are worthy of a loan. They can fund their credit card operations. They can fund their mortgage debt obligations. They can fund their margin call positions if they have a brokered division, and on and on and on and on it goes. That's all this is. There's so much money out there available for banks to do business with. The Fed is saying to the banks, you can park it with us and we'll pay you for the money so that you keep lending it. Just keep lending it. Keep lending money and keep growing your book. Grow your borrowing book, your lending book, and charge these people 3%, 4%, 5%, 8%, whatever you can get from them. Charge them interest and do business with people who are in business. And that is what the Fed wants. They want an expanding, growing economy. And so there's a lot of money in the repo market. Americans are sitting on between $2 and $3 trillion of cash in accounts that they're not spending. They're not investing. They're not using to pay bills with. They don't need to pay bills with this. This is extra money. Not every American has money, but certain do. And the banks collectively notice that there are trillions of dollars in cash that investors have that they have amassed through this COVID variant thing. And part of that money is in here. The banks don't know what to do with it, so they put it in the repo market. They're not paying you any interest because you can't get any interest from a bank these days. Good luck getting a 5-year GIC with any kind of a rate. ME is 1034. 1021 last trade. Now 1034 in the aftermarket, up 13 cents. Avoiding mistakes. Sounds familiar, Uncle Bruce. Yes. AMC 49.90. Yeah, AMC closed at 49.96, now 49.90. GameStop 199.49. That's what GameStop is doing. 199.64 in the aftermarket. There you go. IBM 138.78. It's jumping around. Does trade in the aftermarket. 138.41 right now in the aftermarket. What else have we got going here? Thank you, Uncle Bruce. Thank you so much for such a wonderful, great, detailed explanation. You are the best. Well, my pleasure. Bruce, I emailed you direct. I need you to look at this. Well, we'll get to it. Uncle Bruce, I have some awesome stories. Can't wait till we are all rich. But listen, Uncle Bruce, tell us these stories from the 10th time. Should we be concerned about the big drop in Aston? I don't know anything about it. I know of the name. I know they're in the satellite launching. That's all I know. My take on SOFI is that the market is cautious of shall-not SPACs after close and underperforms, hence the short interest on SOFI. People are waiting to see if SOFI has legs before they start investing. Maybe, Sam. That might be it. But I have a feeling that they're in for a world of hurt if they're going to be short on this thing. I just don't think that at the end of the day, this stock will be down very much. I feel that sooner or later, this stock will trade at a much higher value than even what they're worth because they'll trade at a premium to their value. Right now, 19.4 million traded today during the day on SOFI. That was the volume today. And the aftermarket, SOFI is sitting on the 68,000 volume. 1735 in the aftermarket, unchanged. There will come a point in time, a moment, a minute, where the SOFI shares, there just won't be any for sale anymore. And the buying keeps coming in and coming in and coming in, which will generate an up move, which will generate more buying, which will generate an up move, and it'll feed itself on the way up. And it'll have a stampede up, and up. But I'm also waiting for just, a stock analyst somewhere to make a buy recommendation on the stock for like the next year, saying, in the next year it's $25-$30. I'd buy it right now. I'd buy it. That's all I'm waiting for. Just a couple of those. Depending on who it is, whoever writes it, depending on where it's published, you'll get 40 million people reading it. And next thing you know, stock's up $3 in 15 minutes. And we're on our way. Look out. Can't stay today, Bruce. Catch you tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you, Sharon. You have a good one tonight. Thank you for being here today. Anyway, that's all I'm saying. Sheldon, how you doing? Is T+2 on Thursday this week? The crazy things going on with MRIN, dark pool. T+2 is Thursday. Yeah, that's what I figured. My portfolio is like a big pile of doo-doo, kind of like the manure pile in my neighbor's backyard. Doo-doo. Bought a 12.50 October 15 call for ME at 90 cents. I'm feeling good about this. Bruce, hurry. I think someone tied JMac to the railroad track. He needs your help ASAP. Bruce, do you think the shorts and or the powers that be will hammer SOFI down to 16? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know if they will. I wouldn't recommend it, but I don't know. What can I say? Yeah. I don't know. See what's going on. Thank you for being here today. So good to have you here. 138.78 on IBM just popped up again. IBM volume is 385,000 in the aftermarket right now. 138.78. From what I can see, anyway, that's what it looks like it's doing. Trying to get an update here. Waiting for the final quote. What else is going on here? Yeah. Here we are. Yeah, 138.78 on 385,000 shares on IBM. So there we are. Low today, 137.10. So $1.68 higher from the low of the day. Finally on the day on IBM. Okay. I can't find any news on when FWA has to get the deal done by. There is no drop dead date. But the deal will be done in the next probably 6 weeks or so, 8 weeks. Just stand by. T-Bone DQ, I checked my YouTube settings, and I do get emails from other subscriptions. I clicked everything, so hopefully we'll start receiving mails from Bruce. AB, third quarter, sometime probably fourth quarter, how SEC is demanding more SPACs from these days. Red days just makes green days feel better. That's how I think about it. There you go. You know it. That's exactly how it goes. That's how we're going to do it. Anyway, there you have it. I'm going to call it a day and say thank you for joining me today. I want to get to work here on solidifying our class counts. I want to make sure we have the right number of invites and replies, and how many people have paid for their class sessions, how many seats are left. So I'm going to do that this afternoon with Jennifer. Thank you all for being with me today, and Jennifer joining us. Thank you for responding so positively to our classes. We're really pumped about them. We're really looking forward to this Saturday and Sunday session. And we will keep moving on. Neat. I say yes. That boy, Louis, I love that. Neat, neat, neat. John, man, looks like some penny stops that popped to $20. Neat is what it is. GameStop just tweeted out about market close that they have a new Discord server for gamers. At the top, it says LFG. So I don't know. Well, we'll see what's going on. Uncle Bruce, are we going to get a confirmation of class payment? Generally, you would normally get a confirmation from PayPal. That normally would be the deal. You'll be able to view that. But if you would like one, I'll be happy to send you one. Thanks, Uncle B. Take us to school, Uncle B. Take us to school. And let's see, a GameStop at $199.59, up 3 cents. There's nothing happening on GameStop after hours at this point. Showing $199.57 on the aftermarket. Last trade $199.56 on the market itself. So nothing on GameStop. Have a good one, Uncle Bruce. Thanks for making a rough day more fun. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, guys. Just love having my cost basis be in the tens. Thanks, Uncle B. Have a great one, everybody. Have a good evening, everybody. Thank you for the thumbs ups today. 383 so far. Thank you for bringing some in for me today. If you can bring any more on, I would appreciate that very much. And let's see if we can get richer tomorrow. Because after all, it's Wednesday, and tomorrow is hump day, and that's a good reason for stock to go up, don't you think? Uncle Bruce and Bagel family, hope SOFI stays at the price for a while. I'll just keep buying this up. Thanks, Uncle B. See you all tomorrow. Thank you, Uncle B. See you tomorrow. Later, taters. You got it, guys. Thank you, everybody. Pleasant evening to all of you. Stay safe, stay healthy, get your shots, get your vaccinations if you can. And we'll see you tomorrow morning, first thing in the morning at 8:30. It all started on a Wednesday is the way the chapter is going to start. The book, it all started on a Wednesday. Okay, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.